This is a conversation about time, specifically the terrifying gap of time between an unexpected fall and the moment help finally arrives. If you are 60 or older, this is not a statistic we can ignore. It is a reality we must prepare for. Every year, 1 out of 4 people over the age of 65 experiences a significant fall. It happens suddenly. It often happens when you are reaching for something simple, stepping over a rug, or getting up too quickly in the dark. For most of your life, safety meant locking the door, checking the tires, or backing up your computer. But now, in this powerful and important stage of life, safety has a new personal meaning. It means protecting your mobility and safeguarding your independence. It means surviving that unexpected moment of silence. We are going to focus on one simple, crucial truth today. There is still time to protect yourself. There is still time to secure your future independence, not through complicated technology or expensive remodels, but through one specific, non-obvious item you must carry on your person. This isn't about worrying. This is about preparedness. Think about the emergency items you already have. Maybe you have a fully charged cell phone. Perhaps you have a list of important contacts on the fridge. These are good starting points. But they share a fatal flaw when the emergency is a sudden, debilitating fall. They are often out of reach. Imagine this very real scene. It's 3 a.m. You woke up needing a glass of water. You're moving slowly down the hall. In the darkness, you catch your toe on an uneven transition strip. You go down hard. The pain is instant and sharp. You try to move, but you can't shift your weight. Your phone? It is charging 2 rooms away on the bedside table. Your landline? It's across the kitchen. In that moment, the true danger isn't the injury itself, but the isolation, the inability to call for help immediately. The waiting? Minutes stretch into hours, and in an emergency, those minutes are everything. That delay is what turns a minor injury into a major, life-altering crisis. If you cannot reach a phone, and you cannot verbally shout loud enough for a neighbor to hear, you have entered what safety experts call the dangerous gap. This gap is precisely why geriatric safety specialists are so clear on one recommendation. You must carry an item designed specifically to bridge that gap. This item must function instantly, regardless of where you fall and regardless of your ability to speak clearly or use fine motor skills. The item we are discussing is not a cell phone, though a cell phone is important. It is not an alarm on the wall. It is a dedicated alert device. Now, you might think, I already know about those alert pendants, and that is where the non-obvious part comes in. Knowing about them is one thing. Ensuring you have the correct one and ensuring it is worn correctly at all times is the difference between a quick rescue and a prolonged emergency. Most people who purchase an alert system often make one of 3 critical errors that render the system useless when they need it most. Error number 1. They leave it plugged into the wall. Error number 2. They rely on a system that requires them to be within hearing range of a central home base. Error number 3, and this is the most common and most dangerous, they decide to wear it only when they go out or only when they feel unwell. Experts insist that the single most crucial emergency item you must possess must be a portable, water-resistant, self-contained, and cellular-connected alert button. It must be worn, physically attached to your body 24 hours a day. Why is this simple button so essential? Because it completely eliminates the 2 main failures in an emergency: proximity and dexterity. If the button is around your neck or wrist, it falls with you. There is no searching, no reaching, and no fumbling. A single, simple press is all that is required to instantly dispatch professional help, bypassing neighbors, relatives, and delayed check-ins. It is the immediate lifeline that cuts through the dangerous silence. Consider the data. Studies of older adults who experience falls show a significant correlation between how quickly they receive care and their long-term recovery prognosis. Immediate help means less time lying on a cold floor, faster attention to dehydration, and quicker medical intervention for fractures or head injuries. This one specific item isn't about admitting frailty. It's about accepting control. It is a proactive declaration that you value your health and your independence too much to leave recovery up to chance. But selecting the right alert system is more complicated than simply picking the first commercial you see. Technology has changed rapidly. Many older systems rely on outdated home phone lines that you may have already disconnected. Others have complex rules about range and connectivity that can fail the moment you step into the yard or the garage. In the next part, we will specifically address the 5 critical features that geriatric safety experts say your personal safety button must possess, including the specific type of GPS tracking and the crucial two-way talk function that most systems either lack or complicate. We will ensure that when you invest in this essential piece of equipment, it is truly ready to save you now. You already understand the terrifying reality. When a fall happens, the clock starts ticking. But even when we accept that risk, we often rely on the wrong tools. Many seniors feel safe because they keep a phone handy. Maybe a cordless phone sits on the bedside table. Maybe your smartphone is charging on the kitchen counter. Here is the heartbreaking truth about falls and phones. When you lose your balance, your body reacts instantly. Your hands instinctively grab for anything, or they fly out to brace the impact. The phone is almost never in your grasp the moment you hit the floor. It lands 3 feet away. It slides under the rug. It breaks against the tile. Worse still, even if you could reach it, trying to dial 911 while suffering a hip fracture or a severe head injury is often impossible. The pain steals your coordination. The shock clouds your mind. You need a solution that eliminates those steps. You need help that requires 0 fine motor skill and 0 walking distance. This brings us directly to the emergency item that experts now consider non-negotiable for independent living. The single crucial item that must be on your person day and night is a dedicated wearable emergency alert pendant. This is not an app on a smartwatch. This is a lifeline built specifically for immediate communication during a bodily emergency. It is a simple button. We call it the immediate response button because its purpose is to bridge that critical gap between the moment you fall and the moment help knows you need them. Why is this simple button so much more effective than a phone? First, proximity. It is always within half an inch of your skin. It is usually worn on a lanyard around the neck or sometimes on a wristband, like a familiar watch. It is designed to be accessible even when your arms are trapped or you cannot shift your body weight. You only need the smallest movement of one finger to press that button. Second, reliability. Unlike a complex smartphone that requires unlocking, swiping, finding the right app, or dialing 7 digits, this device is programmed for one function only. Connect me to an operator who knows my name, my address, and my specific medical history right now. Think about the places where falls most often occur. The bathroom, wet floors, slick surfaces, narrow spaces. Your cordless house phone is probably in the living room. Your smartphone is charging in the den. If you slip getting out of the shower, reaching for any conventional communication device is simply not an option. You are soaking wet. You are vulnerable. You are lying on a hard surface. But if you are wearing your waterproof pendant, which you should be wearing 24 hours a day, you press that button immediately. The connection is made. Let's trace a common scenario that illustrates this life-saving difference. Imagine it is a Tuesday afternoon. You are alone. You're carrying a heavy basket of laundry up from the basement. The stair treads are narrow. Perhaps you misjudge the last step, or maybe your knee gives out under the strain. You tumble. You are now lying on a cold concrete floor in an area of the house where sound does not travel well. No one can hear you call out. You are dazed. You may have broken your wrist trying to catch yourself, or perhaps a severe bruise to your hip makes movement unbearable. You realize with crushing clarity that you cannot get back up. You cannot crawl up the stairs. The phone is uselessly far away. In that moment of maximum fear and helplessness, the knowledge that you have that single dedicated button resting on your chest is your ultimate relief. You press it. You hold it down for 2 seconds. You hear a calm, professional voice come through the small speaker embedded in the device, asking, "Are you all right? We see your alert." That sound, is the sound of immediate rescue. That is the sound that turns a potential tragedy into a manageable emergency. We understand the primary resistance to adopting this item is often based on appearance. People worry it makes them look frail or visibly identifies them as needing help. We must overcome this vanity. This is not a fashion statement. This is armor. This is your insurance policy against lying on the floor for hours. The newest devices are sleek, subtle, and incredibly durable. They are designed to withstand daily life. They must be worn religiously, even when sleeping, because many falls occur when getting up quickly in the dark. If you are only wearing it when you leave the house, you are missing 80% of the risk. The key to its effectiveness is consistency. It must be integrated into your life so completely that you forget you are wearing it until the moment you need it most. We have established why this wearable button is the indispensable item that provides immediate contact. But once you press that button, what happens next? Who exactly are you connecting with? Are they qualified? Do they know how to handle your specific situation, your medications, or your history of heart trouble? In the next section, we will pull back the curtain on the central monitoring service, the people who answer your call, and reveal the crucial steps they take to ensure rapid, customized aid reaches your precise location. We have successfully identified the one item that closes the critical gap between experiencing a fall and getting immediate help. But owning this tool is only half the battle. This essential item must be accessible at the precise moment you need it. If it is sitting on the bedside table, it provides zero protection when you slip on a spilled cup of tea in the kitchen. We must talk about the 24/7 rule. Your greatest risk of a serious accident often comes during the hours you spend alone inside your own home. Think about the zones in your house that pose the biggest non-obvious threat. They are not usually the comfortable areas like the armchair or the dining table. They are the high-moisture, hard surface areas. The bathroom, the kitchen, the laundry room. These are the places where sudden movement, quick pivots, and slippery floors combine to create a silent, dangerous moment. Imagine a simple scenario. The kitchen incident. You are reaching for a seldom used pot on a high shelf. You stretch just a little too far. The small step stool shifts, almost imperceptibly. You're down before you can even register the drop. Maybe you didn't hit your head, but the instant, sharp pain in your hip or wrist is paralyzing. Your cell phone is charging upstairs in the bedroom. You are now pinned between the counter and the refrigerator. This is the exact moment that small, reliable device, worn around your neck or wrist, becomes your absolute lifeline. You don't need to fumble for it. You don't need to shout over the refrigerator's hum. You press one button. That single action instantly overrides the silence and alerts immediate help, whether it's a nearby neighbor connected by the system or the professional monitoring center. It works, even if you can only manage a slight finger twitch. That immediate high-priority alert cuts down rescue time from hours or possibly days to mere life-saving minutes. Now let's address the outdoor isolation. Maybe you are finally tackling those weeds in the flower bed you've been meaning to get to. Or perhaps you're retrieving a spare item from the back shed. You are enjoying the fresh air, but you are also out of hearing range for anyone inside the house. A simple misstep on uneven lawn, or maybe a sudden dizziness from standing up too quickly and you're on the ground. The cell phone is inside, resting on the armchair. If your chosen item relies on a central home hub, you must confirm its range. If you are gardening 50 feet from the back door, does it still connect? Modern personal alert devices are designed specifically to eliminate this distance gap. They often use advanced cellular or GPS technology built right into the pendant or bracelet itself. This means your location is known instantly, regardless of how far you are from your Wi-Fi router. You must check the specifications for the range and the critical backup power system. This is non-negotiable safety data. Do not settle for a basic device if your daily life takes you even slightly out of range of a standard home base station. Now we face the biggest psychological obstacle, the habit barrier. We hear this often. I keep forgetting to put it back on after my shower, or it clashes with what I am wearing. Your safety cannot depend on memory or aesthetics. We need to apply the 5-second rule. You must associate the alert device with an absolutely unskippable daily habit. Do you always put your glasses on the moment you wake up? Clip the device to the chain holding your glasses. Do you always put on a wristwatch? Attach the device to the same wrist or make it the very next step. If the item must come off for bathing, make the device the very first thing you retrieve and put back on when you step out of the shower. Do not allow your brain the excuse that it's just for 5 minutes. Most serious accidents happen during quick, casual activities when we drop our guard. You must treat that device not as an accessory, but as the seatbelt for your life. It is the cheapest, most reliable insurance policy you can buy. Think of the incredible peace this simple routine brings to your family. They worry about you constantly. They worry specifically about those quiet moments when they can't reach you. Wearing this emergency item is an act of self-respect and an undeniable act of love for your children and grandchildren. It's you taking proactive charge of your safety so they don't have to live in constant, low-level dread. In the next and final part, we must tackle the emotional hurdle head-on. Why do so many capable, strong seniors resist adopting this vital protection? We will discuss the psychology of denial and how to have productive conversations with your loved ones about making the right choice, ensuring that this single item is customized perfectly for your needs, your lifestyle, and your specific safety requirements. Stay with us. The most important step, the acceptance of protection, is still ahead. We have covered the necessity. We have identified the specific item designed for your rapid safety. But now we face the biggest hurdle of all: consistency. The best safety device is useless if it is sitting on your nightstand. Why do we forget to wear it? Most people resist the habit because they view the device as a burden. They see it as a constant reminder of frailty, a visible sign that they are no longer young. We need to change that narrative completely. That small pendant or wristband is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of immense strength. It is proof that you are taking control of your future. It is the key to your independence. If you don't wear it, you are depending on luck. If you wear it, you are depending on preparation. We must treat this emergency item with the same respect we give to our glasses or our car keys. It is an essential part of getting dressed. Do not leave it on the counter just for a minute. That minute is exactly when accidents choose to strike. How do you integrate this safety tool so it becomes automatic? You need a specific physical trigger. We call this the triple check protocol. This simple routine ensures that you are covered for the 3 most dangerous parts of your day. The first check happens when you dress. As soon as you put on your daily clothes, stop. Clip the device securely onto your belt, put the pendant around your neck, or strap the watch onto your wrist. Make sure you feel the weight. Check the battery light if you can. The second check happens before you step outside the door. This must become a mantra. Keys, wallet, alert device, every single time. Even if you are just going to the mailbox or retrieving the paper from the driveway. You are leaving the secure environment of the home, even briefly. Falls happen outside on uneven surfaces more often than you think. The third check is the most critical. Before you settle down for the night. Is it within arm's reach? Even better. Are you wearing it? The time between midnight and 6 a.m. is statistically the highest risk period for serious falls inside the home. The lighting is poor. We are often groggy. Are you wearing your device when you get up to use the bathroom at 2 a.m.? Yes, you must. The bathroom is an epicenter for sudden falls. Slick tiles, moisture, and often surfaces we use to brace ourselves fail us. If you only leave one piece of clothing on overnight, make sure it is the lanyard holding your waterproof alert pendant. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That is the only acceptable level of commitment. Think about Marjorie in Iowa. She was 72. She bought the alert system mainly to humor her daughter, she admitted. She often forgot to put it on when she was home alone. One sunny Tuesday, she decided to trim the overgrown hydrangeas far out in the back garden. She wore the pendant, but only because she had forgotten to take it off after her morning walk. As she stepped back to admire her work, her foot snagged a thick, hidden root, a swift, simple trip. She fell hard. The impact was shocking. She immediately knew her hip was injured. She was hidden behind tall bushes, completely invisible from the street or her nearest neighbor. She couldn't crawl. The shock and pain made her breath ragged. She couldn't raise her voice loud enough to summon help even if someone were near. Her mobile phone was, predictably, sitting on the kitchen counter. But she didn't panic. She didn't have to wait. She felt the small button beneath her hand and pressed it once firmly. Because she had that small item on her person, the emergency monitoring service immediately received her signal. They established contact within 30 seconds. When Marjorie couldn't speak clearly, they used the device's GPS tracking feature to pinpoint her exact location, 40 feet behind the shed, next to the hydrangeas. Help arrived quickly. Her injury was serious, requiring surgery, but because the response was immediate, she avoided the hours of painful waiting that could have led to severe dehydration or hypothermia. That small piece of technology didn't just save her time. It saved her from a potentially life-altering isolation in her moment of greatest need. It allowed her story to continue safely. This is the power of turning preparedness into habit. This is the difference between hoping for the best and guaranteeing a response. By making this commitment, you are not surrendering control. You are claiming it fully. You are ensuring that if the unpredictable chaos of a sudden fall strikes, your life does not have to end in silence and alone. This single piece of essential gear is the final, non-negotiable step in maintaining your golden years of independence. We spend so much time planning for retirement income. We must plan just as seriously for retirement safety. Taking control of your immediate personal safety is the bedrock foundation for everything else we want to achieve. It allows you to pursue the activities we discussed, the walking, the gardening, the social life, with genuine peace of mind. However, preparedness is a two-pronged strategy. Physical safety systems work best when they are supported by a strong internal physical foundation. The best way to survive a fall is to prevent it entirely. Next, we must pivot to the internal mechanisms that stabilize you, reducing the risk of that sudden loss of footing in the first place. That starts with the crucial, often overlooked practice of mastering your balance.